Morning, everyone. Morning, Mads.
Morning, how are you today?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Lovely.
I'm
Give me a moment to join.
well excited to be back again. Obviously, last
Oh,
year we ended with a bang, didn't we, in December? And excited to come back. We have left it a little bit longer, but you will see the reason why we've completely
yeah,
rebranded.
and haven't we? Yeah, you might be seeing the slides looking a bit different, but yeah, let's kick off. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to Alto Bitesize and our first bite size of 2026. We're looking at property matching power from listing to leads. So in this webinar, we're going to show you how to streamline property matching by correctly adding properties and applicants to the database. We'll go through best practices to optimize searches, reduce mismatches, and connect the right applicants with the perfect properties. So we're aiming to save time and improve your client satisfaction. That's the goal of today. So my name's Emma and I'm a senior education specialist. Can't get my words out. What do? I'm a senior education specialist here at Alto. And also I'm joined by the lovely Madeline, who is part of the Alto software training team. But hopefully most of you have joined us on some of our previous bite-sized sessions, and so you know us already. And we also have Sam backstage, who's also part of our training team, and she's our Alto expert of the day. So she'll be picking up your questions throughout the webinar and answering them as we go. So keep an eye out for her in the chat and the Q&A too. Please do use the chat box on the right hand side. You should see that just to the right of the screen. You can drop a hello, share your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you. Also, you'll see a Q&A section to the right of that too. Put any questions you have throughout the webinar in here, and we have a designated Q&A time towards the end of the webinar if Sam hasn't already answered them. So yeah, please do use that area as well. And just before we start, it's a question we always get asked. Please sit back and enjoy and don't worry too much about taking notes, because we'll be sending you out a recording of this webinar so you can re-watch it time and time again, and that will be via email. So all you have to do is keep an eye out in your inbox afterwards. So today we are looking at how to maximize property exposure, so getting your listing seen by more leads, adding applicants, the basics for effective matching, smart matching, connecting the right properties with the right applicants, then follow-up tools, turning leads into deals. Then we've got our Q&A time, and if you stay right till the end, which we hope you will, you'll also get the chance to be entered into our new competition for an amazing prize that will benefit your business. So please do stay on for your chance to be entered into that. So without further ado, let's jump straight in. It's going to be largely demo based. So I'm going to hand over to Mads to take you through.
Thank you, Emma. I'm just going to get my screen sharing as well. So hopefully, I just want to double check, just make sure we don't have any tech issues or anything. Can you all see my screen? So Emma, you can just say yes on there. All good? Are we all good? Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Bite Size. Really excited to come back to you in 2026. I just want to, before I start getting into the demo, I just want to add a nice little sort of thing here as well. We've got some amazing content coming up for you this year. We've switched it up a little bit. We're having every first Thursday of the month as well. I know we're a bit late this year, but just wanted to kind of highlight it as well. So please keep checking the registration page where the new webinars will be added. But obviously, Emma's going to highlight a bit more of that at the end. So don't want to take it away from you, Em. So basically, I'm going to jump straight into the demo today. We did visit this last year on a bite-sized webinar, but we thought we'd revisit because we could guarantee we've got lots of new faces here as well. Some people might recognise us, some people don't. It might be the first time you're seeing us. So what we're doing is we're looking at property matching. So what we want to ensure is that you are matching out these properties to applicants and not sort of mismatching, not sort of sending out lots of stuff that's not relevant. And then also a really key area is that follow-up action as well, because that's where it lies, is that follow-up action. And a lot of people don't know where that sits or where to do those actions as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the contact. So from the point of when you're adding an applicant onto your database. So in here, in our contacts, you can see here, I've got one that I've pre-prepped, so I can just sort of go through sorts of information. But looking at this contact, first of all, we can see this is a previous tenant of ours who is now, who was in one of our rented properties. who's now looking to buy a property. And just to highlight, you can do this matching for sales and lettings. It's not just sales focused. So you can do it vice versa. You might have somebody that's sold a property or, you know, just wants to look to rent a property and you want to be able to match them. So we're going to start off with Sam, who is, like I said, one of our ex-tenants. And what you're doing, as you probably would know, is your basic information is key first of all. So just ensure that you've got, obviously, the type, everybody is a client. The intention would be to buy, or if they're looking to rent, you would obviously select rent as well. And just some of that basic information that you need. Email is key. If you want to be able to match it out to them as well through Alto, you need their email address or an email address in there for them. Another sort of section to really sort of highlight is also the position as well, ensuring that you've got all this relevant position information added in here. So they could have a property to sell themselves as well. They might not be on the market, so you can select between all these different types here. You should be able to see my drop-down menu. You've also got the disposal, again, where you're able to select what type of disposal. And of course, key, you know, so you're kind of looking at why they're moving. So for example, this Sam is looking to upsize. So he's come out of a tenancy. He's now looking to buy a property and he wants to upsize and be in a bigger property. And he's also given us a timescale of, looks like about 6 months. And we're going to rate him as warm. And also he is a potential vendor of ours and a potential landlord. You've got your other part in here as well, is like your financial services. So if you're using, you know, if you've got IFAs, you've got mortgage brokers, anything like that, you can also push that information out as well. So obviously the permission is granted for Sam. Our colleague Sam Wardell has actually referred him, and obviously you've got the notes on here as well, just for the financial side of it. And we've also referred them to an external company. So another key area, so you'll see what I'm doing is I'm covering like the key things that you need for this successful matching as well, is the preference center. Is ensuring that you have actually got the consent from your applicant that you can do property matching with them. If you don't have this, Alto is not going to send them any properties that you are matching them to through Alto. I just said that twice. Alto it's not gonna send the properties out. They are going to be void from that list as well. So it's key to have that consent from them, and you can get that consent when you're registering them on the database with them, whether it be some kind of letter that goes out when you're starting to register them, whether you're registering them over the phone and you're asking that question, that they have got, you've got the consent for you to be able to match out. So the main thing on this is we'd always kind of recommend sort of key practices is, you know, if you've got an applicant, you're going to match them from their record as well. So what we're looking at is we're going to go down into requirements. So this is the area, here we go, just a nice little pop-up. This is the area where you can see now at the moment, he's matching to 164 properties in the database, which is quite a lot. So what we're going to do is we're just going to slightly refine that down, not massively or hugely, but still be able to send out a good number of properties that we feel he would match to in our database. So we've already got his intention selected in there. But the main bit that we're looking at is his price. Okay, so he would have given us some kind of sort of price range that he has, what, you know, sort of what he can go no lower than, or what he doesn't go any lower than, or what he can't go any higher than. So what we're going to do is put his price range in there, which was 350,000, for example, right up to 425,000. Okay, so you can see straight away that has pushed us right the way down to 45 properties in here. The next thing that we're looking at is obviously the areas as well. So you can see on here, I'm just going to make this slightly, because I don't know if it looks, there we go, on here. So we can see we've got some essentials, but we've only got the one essential in there, which is the price range. Then you've got the areas. So they possibly are looking for a specific area to move into. So there'll be no point sort of adding them to all areas. So you can select an area that they want to go into. I'm not going to select anything on here, but just to show you is that you can break this down. So you can have the larger area, and then you can obviously have the sub areas in there as well. So really you could refine that information down. The next part that we have in here as well is they might actually say, I'm only looking to buy a freehold property. I don't want to get into the leasehold sort of area. I want it freehold. or, you know, they might say any tenure, but normally they're going to give you that option. They're going to say to you, I'm either freehold or leasehold. You've got your bedrooms on here as well, so you can also select what sort of bedrooms, but where I would have put this would have been in here. So if I just slide this across to say, I'm saying he's looking to 3, and then put it back down to here to 3 to 4 bedrooms. So that gives us a bit of more of a range. And you can see again, this has now brought us down to 26 matching properties. You've got your property types as well. So you can select, you know, they might be looking for specifics. They only want a house, they only want a bungalow. No point having all properties on here because you're going to match them out to, like, for example, they might not be looking for a flat. They're not interested in a flat. So it's good to kind of have your property types in there as well. And then one of the main things that we're looking at is the features as well. So we can see from here that some features that we've already put in, okay, so you can see like the number of properties that have got the condition, you've got the building, the glazing as well. But what I'm going to add in here is, for example, a garden, okay? So we can see in the garden and we say he's looking for a garden, but not specifically what the garden is. So whether it's east, south, I mean, some applicants obviously only want south-facing gardens, all to do with the sunshine in the summer, but some might just be purely looking for a garden with a patio and that garden to be private. So you can see that we've still got 26 matching properties, but you'll see up here, we've got match mode. In that match mode, I'm selecting order. So what this is doing is ordering those properties in that priority with those features, okay? So you can see here, the top property that we've got, that we're matching him to, has got all of those features that he's looking for. So that'd be gas, large garden with a patio, fully modernised property, newly refurbished, and double glazing. And as you scroll down that list, you'll see there's properties with less and less of those features that we've matched them to. So it's going to get that property come through on the matching as the top one in the list. Then what we're going to do from here is we're going to simply match that property out to this list of properties out to him. So we can select, and then you've got here, select all 26 properties. So at the moment we've got 25. We've got 26, but it's only going to match out to 25. So we need to ensure that we're selecting the 26 to make sure all of them go out. You can then simply go to matches. And again, just to highlight, if you haven't got that thumbs up and that preference, this output wizard will not show. So you won't be able to see it. So if I click output wizard, this is then now, you can see here, it's got all of these properties here that we're going to match him out to. So we're going to send these out to him. You might have another property that you know, for example, is coming onto the market that you want to match out to him as well, that you're just about to get up and ready and listed. So you can add that in. Obviously here you can add extra applicants in as well, but we're just really focusing on him at the moment. You've also got here where you can do the text on here. So you can actually edit the text within this record. Okay, so you can go in and do that. And then what you would simply do, we can see here it's going as a web style list. So that will go to them in an email as a web style list where they can click on those individual properties and look at those. This will become a bit more visible when we go into the final part of this as well on how this really does work. We click on OK. You can see here it's just saying that. And then if we click on yes, that has now sent those properties out to him. If we go to the overview, what you're also going to see is you can see that these marketing emails have gone out. Okay, so you're able to see on his record what properties that you've actually marketed out to him as well. I'm just going to save that information. And then if we go in now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this the other way round. So that is how you would do it from an applicant, keeping it to the point of those simple points that I just went through to be able to match out efficiently. On the flip way, if you're going to do it via a property, so you're just listing a property, there's a couple of key things on here. So for example, I've got 19 Wiverton Road that we've just listed and it's available on the portals. So it's available on Zoopla, Rightmove, your website, wherever you are advertising that property. The first key thing that we're going to look at is in the property, under the marketing, It's just ensuring that you've got your link in there to your website, because or wherever you want to drive them to. So what you're able to do is when you're matching these out and you're sending them out, you are driving them to maybe your website, so getting more traffic into your website. You might be driving them to the Rightmove link, wherever it wants to go. That's where you would be going. Within a property, when it comes to doing matches, you would just simply go down the left-hand side to matches. Okay, and we kind of don't really sort of focus on this information at the moment. So I've got 175. The top bit, the main things that we're focusing on when you're matching from a property is the property type, the bedrooms, and the area. The three key things to have ticked on here. In the essentials, we recommend don't really sort of touching any of this apart from the price range. Okay, so what you're able to do is put in that price range. So we can say, for example, 350 to 425. Okay, and you can see that has it's actually increased the list. It's supposed to have brought it down. It's increased the list in here as well. Okay, so we've got 201 on here that have obviously come through, but you've also then got your filters, which this is just realistically is just like groups of contacts that you're able to match out to. So if you are working in specific sort of groups of applicants, so you are designated to applicants within a certain area, you can create that contact group within Alto in the contact area, and then it brings it up here. So you could just say, for example, I'm just going to match out to these active applicants that are in the Bromley area, as an example. But I'm just going to go back into here because I'm going to bring this down a little bit more under the essentials. I'm just going to bring this price, change it around slightly, just to see if I can bring that number down slightly. It's a good number, but I just want to see if I can make any changes. 375.
I guess it's worth noting as well, Maz, just while you're doing that, that the more you refine this list of what you're matching, the less results you're going to get, aren't you? And it's really important when you're setting up both the property and the applicants, you're ticking the features that both the applicant are looking for and that the property has, so that when you are refining in detail, it is going to work and it is going to pull those features out. Because if you haven't added it, then it's not going to come up in those search results.
Exactly. So it's also ensuring when you're setting up the property as well that you have got the area in there as well. You've also got the allow match ticked, which I'm just going to double check on this. So we've got here, where is it? So you've got the allow match area ticked as well. You've got the features and summaries, so features and areas. Can't get my words out this morning. So you've got your features here. So this is all selected as well. So it's just ensuring that all of that relevant information is done, because that helps. But you can see, even with me, I think it's because the amount of data on here as well, but what you can see that from this, I've actually, whenever I change this price, I'm still getting a large number of people. But this means that you're not missing anyone as well, if that makes sense. So you're able to kind of sort of see quite a range of people that you can match out to. And then again, what you would simply do is you'd go up to documents on here. You would send a brochure. Some represents there you go. Send a brochure. Okay. And you can see here that we've got all these. What we got here, though, is we have some people that don't actually have an active email address on our database. So instead of sort of scrolling all the way through, I'm just going to come back out of this because I need to make sure I've got all 215. There we go, docs. Okay. So you can see here, there possibly is quite a few that don't actually have an active email address on our database. So what you would simply do to correct this is you can click on email. Okay, and it's telling me here that we can remove 18 of these recipients from that list. So there's no point trying to send something to them and it's not going to work. So we can remove them. It's automatically switched it back to brochures. So we're going to click that again, and then it's going to make it into the web style list. Again, you might have somebody else, and we can see that Sam is there as well. So he's actually joined into that list of people, which is what we wanted anyway. We wanted him to become in that list for this property because it was in his price range. We've got here the property, but also again, you might have a property that you're just about to list, that you're getting ready to put it up on the market, that you can add in here as well, that you can sort of put that in front of these people to say this one is coming to the market soon. Again, you can go through and you can edit any information in that email as well, so you're able to do that. And you can add any further applicants in there as well if you think that there is somebody that is missing, or it's like, for example, you might just be in the process of doing this, somebody calls up, you can do a quick ad of them as well and get this sent out to them. Again, click on OK, and then that should send out. It's just frozen on me.
Right.
It might just be because the amount of people it's going out to actually as well. So it's frozen for a second. Yeah, page unresponsive. It's typical, isn't it?
Hopefully your database is a bit more full of the email addresses and the data. Ours is obviously just a test database that we put everything into, so it's not always as thorough. But yeah, make sure you pop in any questions you've got of this as well, because we're going to come back to a Q&A time shortly. So add that in too. There we go.
So I've just opened it again because it's just got stuck. So from that section, so we've gone through the applicant area, we've gone through the property, so we've kind of shown you the both ways that you can match out. We like to sort of kind of recommend doing it from the applicant because it's, you know, sort of a nice way of doing it. You can get more properties in front of them as well, or more sort of refined properties as well that are there for their needs. The other thing that you can also do as well, if I go back into the property before I jump into the next section, is under the matches, for example, there might have been a price reduction on this particular property as well. So you can actually go back into here where it says the matched, and you can click either. That means if there's a price reduction as well, that is also going to match that out to people that are not matched and also matched at the same, so that you've already matched it to. So if there's a price reduction. So moving over to like the follow-up, which is the key area, on your main dashboard, you're going to find click stats. This is pretty much what we would like to say is real-time data. So as people, your prospective buyers or renters are clicking on these properties that come through to their email, you're able to see exactly what is happening with it. So we can see here, it's actually 19 Wiverton Road, which is brilliant. We can see here, for example, this has been matched out on the left. Well, let's go through the top first. You've got here 215 emails have actually sent out. 6 of them have been delivered. So that's a 3% success. Your data will probably look a lot different. 3 of them have actually been opened. So that's a 50% interest. So if we go down this side, this is the applicants that you have matched this property out to. What you're also able to do there as well is you can refine that down by the email sender, applicant owner, property owner, or you can also go through 24 hours, 48, past week, past month. But it's the follow-up actions that is key. So if we take Nick, for example, obviously this email's just come through to him. What this will show is that one email was sent to him with one property on it, and he's opened this email once, okay? He hasn't actually clicked on anything yet, but it would show if he has clicked on these particular web style links that have come through, how many times he's done it. On the right-hand side, it's going to show the marketed properties. So we've just matched him out to one property, but you might have a full list of them. What I'm just going to do is just give a bit of different information, just so we can give you a bit of a better view. So here we go. We'll just say that was the same person. Then we'll go here on the marketed property. So you'll see this is a whole list of properties that we would have sent to an applicant. So on here, you might have, for example, he has actually clicked on this property twice. And what Alto does is the more clicks, it puts that one to the top. So that gives you that opportunity to do that follow-up action. And what you can do from here is you can book a viewing in. So you're able to go in and book a viewing into the diary as well. So you can pick up the phone, you can say, I can see that you've clicked on this property, XYZ as well. When that viewing has been booked in, a little green dot will show up here. You can also create a to-do task. So say, for example, you try to contact them about them clicking on that property to book a viewing in, but you weren't able to get hold of them. So you can create that task that will go onto your dashboard under your tasks and will link the property in the contact. You can also add a note to this as well. So say, for example, they clicked on it, but actually they're not really interested because it's not in the area they're requiring, not in area, okay? And you can see that will save on there. You can also email them from here, and if you're using the SMS service, you can also send a text. So that's the kind of, I've given that bit more of a speedy side of it, but this is where the key area is the follow-up. And this is where you get these viewings booked in, you can create these tasks, you can communicate with them, and everything becomes trackable and visible on Alto as well. And it's pretty much real-time data. So I am going to send back over to Emma. So that is kind of the demo on it. If you need any more in depth, obviously you know that you can contact us for further training on this.
Wonderful, thank you, Maz. And that last screen as well was so handy for vendor updates, as well as like the follow-up screen for the actual applicants, being able to go by week or by month and actually have that conversation with your vendors to show what you've been sending out, show how many emails and how many matches and how many clicks you've had, is a really, really helpful screen to have that for you as well. Let me jump back into my slides here. Here we go. Right, so we always like to shout out our partner of the month. And this is largely just to shed some light on some of the integrations that actually might not be visible, you might not know about. So this month, we are looking at Bridge AI. So Bridge AI manage estate agent leads 24/7. They qualify them, they book appointments, cross-sell properties via WhatsApp, email, and your website. They're a 24/7 AI front office effectively for estate agents, and it's fully integrated within Alto. They instantly respond and qualify leads across portals, email, web, and WhatsApp. It eliminates missed leads and admin with auto booking into Alto diaries. And you can get cleaner data and higher efficiency. So negotiators can focus on closing instead. And as a bonus, it's exclusively forever free for Alto. You get 30 leads per branch per month. So a really, really good one to take a look at. If you are interested and want some more information on Bridge AI, let us know. Type in Bridge AI into the as a comment into the chat, and we'll reach out to you after the webinar. They're a really, really fantastic integration, and it basically means that when applicants or potential applicants are looking for properties online at home and they send an inquiry at 11 o'clock at night, they'll have an instant response and try and get a viewing arranged, even if not confirmed, there and then. So it's immediate responses for your potential customers as well. If you do want to look through our other integrations as well, just to see what is there, you can do so within Alto, and you'll see there's actually a new integrations tab that we've added for you. So we've made it even simpler. You can just head into Alto and you can see integrations just there. And you should also see a little flag at the bottom of the screen as well, if you want to click on that for more Bridge AI information. Right, hopefully you've had a few minutes just to think of any last minute questions as well. So we'll move on to the Q&A section. I know there were a couple that had come into the chat already. One of the ones that we've got on here is there a way to see if you have already sent a property out to a prospective tenant or buyer?
Yes, that would be, I don't know if you want me to share my screen again, but that would be visible on that particular record of that applicant. There is no kind of way in seeing it. It won't flag up to you to say this has already been sent. It's going to be recorded on that individual's record on their timeline as well. But also when you go into the contact record, you know, actually I am going to share quickly just to give it an idea as well. So instead of me talking away about it, when you're in the contact record and you're looking under the timeline, you can actually filter that down to marketing as well. So you're able to see what you've marketed out to them as well. Hope that answers the question.
Wonderful. And we did have one, is this webinar only relevant to selling? Because you were using a sales demonstration.
No, it is for, you can use it for lettings, you can use it for sales. We were just using a sale property for the demo, but you can also do it exactly the same in the letting side of it. So you can put in that budget for what they're looking to rent for a month. You know, and obviously this, what in the applicant record, the data in the applicant record is key over, we say more in the applicant and less, no, sorry, more in the property and less in the applicant, but it's kind of like, you can do it for both, basically. And we can show you that if it's anything that you would like to have further training on, we can show you how you can make it work for lettings as well.
Wonderful. And I'll just quickly do one more because I'm really conscious we're about to keep everyone over time. But we had for adding a coming soon property to the mail out. What will that look like? I know you mentioned that, Mads, when you were doing the demo of you could add a property as coming soon and matching. Would that just be setting up your own email template with a coming soon?
Yeah, so what you would need to do is you would need to go into your, I'm going to share again. You would need to go into your settings and you can create through your templates and admin. I've just seen the other question that's come in as well, and I want to quickly answer that. You've got email templates. So what you can do is create a nice email template that says coming soon to the market. You can't run it through the matching though, I'm afraid, but you can send them like this email out to all of those people as well to say coming soon to the market. So again, we've got a recording of a bite size that we've done on this, which is obviously Emma might show where you can find them as well. So it's worth having a watch on how you can do that. The key question that I have just seen was in regards to a lot of emails are going into spam and junk from Alto. That would be down if you need to ensure in your group settings that you've got your domain configured. So that would be a case of what you do in your optimization and your setup is configuring the domain to stop those emails going into people's spam and junk.
When we do our follow-up email, maybe we can attach an article to just go through how to check that as well, because I'm sure we've got something that can support there. Right, lovely. Let me jump back in for you just to wrap up, because I know that we've only got a few more minutes. So just want to shout out Alto Skills there as well, just so that it's not missed. We have redesigned this last year to make everything basically small bite-sized content for you. Yeah, you can find it straight from Alto as well. So if you head into your Alto, under the help button, you'll see Alto Skills, so you can jump straight in. But really worth checking there. It's got training on everything you could need, videos and step-by-step guides as well. You've also got your help center as well, so make sure you use that. There's loads and loads of articles on there if you do get stuck. You can check that first and you're bound to find a step-by-step guide that takes you through whatever process you're stuck on. Also on Alto Skills, actually, if I jump back to it, this is where you can find webinars and where to watch and old webinars, sign up for new webinars. If you head to the Explore tab just here, you'll find a little tab in there that says webinars, and then you can click to watch or click to book. So really worth knowing that that's there as well. You've also got paid training options as well. So you can sign up for individual training with one of our lovely training team like Mads here. So you can either scan the QR code now on screen or just drop a message into the chat if you do want to find out a little bit more about that or about prices. They're really good sessions if there's anything that you want to cover individually with a trainer yourself. And luckily, I've not kept you too long. Any of you that have made it to the end, you've now got the chance to win an elite training session worth £264. It's our thank you for joining us on these webinars. And all you have to do to be entered into it is complete the survey that will pop up in front of you at the end of this webinar, for the chance to be entered into the prize draw. So yeah, we just want to hear your feedback and see what you think of the webinars, hear what you want to see for future webinars as well. The competition will run over the next 3 webinars, and each one you join, you'll get a new chance to get your name in the draw. So please do join us for our next webinar as well. The next webinar is lettings focused. It's on the 5th of March. We'll be taking a look at staying compliant with renters' rights. So if you're lettings or if you have a lettings team in your business, this is one not to be missed. You can register via Alto Skills, where I just pointed out, and you can see all of our previous webinars on there as well. So you can watch back any that we've done previously. And there's quite a lot on there now. But thank you very much for joining the webinar today. So lovely to have you all back for 2026. And we hope you found the content useful. Please do share your feedback with us and have a great day. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, everyone. Just to let you know, the survey's up there and we'll leave it up there for a couple of minutes for you as well.
And any unanswered questions, we will follow up in our follow-up email as well. So don't worry if we didn't get back to you now. You'll all see the list of questions and we'll send that out to everyone, so nothing will be missed there. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.